Today, I am sharing a live website audit. We're going to chat about SEO basics that can really transform how Google finds and ranks your website. You will discover the simple headline structure that tells search engines exactly what each page is about, plus why the H1 tag is the most important element on every single page. And if you don't know what an H1 tag is, don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you in this episode. So if you've ever wondered whether your website is actually working to bring in new leads from Google, this episode will definitely give you a good idea on how to make those essential SEO improvements. Welcome to Website Design Made Simple, the podcast for busy small business owners who want a high-performing website that converts and sells their offers, even while they're sleeping. Because you deserve to have a strategic and beautiful website that truly represents your brand and positions you as the expert that you are. I'm your host, Jenny B., web designer and creative director at Jenny B Designs, where we believe that your website is the one thing that makes you sales and builds your brand at the same time. Ready to say goodbye to a website that you're embarrassed to share? And hello to a money-making, personality-packed powerhouse? Let's head into today's episode. Welcome, everyone. I'm here with Samia, and she is the owner of Dragoness Rising. We're going to check out her website. Samia, let me ask you, if we were to come back and meet in 6 months' time, tell me what you would want your website to be doing for you.
I'd like it to be attracting more leads, the people that are already looking for what I'm offering. I've made the website myself. I'm happy with what it looks like, but I'm not sure if I'm doing the best with SEO settings. Like I've done what Wix recommends, or probably most of it, but would like to speak to an expert to just improve everything.
Okay, wonderful. And do you feel like there's anything that's stopping you from doing that right now?
I think I just don't know enough because I haven't learned this professionally. So I don't really know what I'm missing actually.
Okay, perfect. It's a good place to be in. Your website's lovely, and so now we want to take it to the next step and make sure that it's working for the search engines and bringing new people in. So that's what we'll focus on today. All right, let me share my screen with you. Okay, so can you see your website?
Yes.
You created this yourself. It's beautiful. You did a lovely job bringing your brand, your personality. That's what I love to do. I love to design websites that bring out your unique personality. And you did a beautiful job with this site.
Thank you.
See, when I think about search engine optimization and bringing people from Google onto your site, there are a few main elements that we need to have in place. And the first thing is just making sure that it's a website that's easily organized so that when someone lands there, they can find what they need. And you do a wonderful job up at the top navigation. I talk a lot about this, wanting to keep it as simple as possible. And you have 4 options: home, about, work with, Samia, and resources. And under the work with section, you have the different ways people can work with you, the mastermind, mentorship, single sessions, and postpartum. This is wonderful using the drop down. Same goes for resources. Under resources, you have join the newsletter, binge the podcast, and read the blog. It's very clear how to navigate your site and what you offer. And Google can understand that there are these 4 different ways to work with you. That's the first part. The second piece is making sure that you have specific headlines on your page with keywords that people might be searching for when it comes to Google. And let's go over to, because this one is the easiest for me to kind of use as an example. Let's go to the postpartum course. This is for women during the postpartum time, and you say postpartum restoration, happy mama, happy baby. It's an online course. Most likely people are probably searching, postpartum help, postpartum course, and something with the word postpartum. And you can play around on Google and do some searches yourself. If you put the word postpartum in Google, what does it autofill after that? What are people actually searching when it comes to that term postpartum? When you have that term finalized, and postpartum is going to be part of it, On your website, on the back end of your website, you need to have that term in 4 different locations. You want it in your heading 1, in 2 other headlines, and then in your body. I have this tool, it's called SEO Meta in one click, it's on Chrome. When I click it, and can you see what I'm seeing? The little pop-up box?
Yes.
I can see the headlines that are on the back end of your website. You want every single page on your website to have the most important headline. It's an H1. This needs to be at the top of your page. And this is what tells Google what the page is about. And sometimes it's tricky when you're designing. Sometimes we pick headlines based on like the size of the font and the colors.
Oh,
Really, we want to make sure that we're using them in order as we go through the page. So for this page, the H1 on your website probably could be postpartum restoration or a postpartum course. It could be a little bit longer, but including the word postpartum. You want to have that in the H1, the first headline of your website.
mhm.
And then you also want to have that keyword in at least 2 other headlines on your site. So right now I see online course curriculum. Do you want to join? Make sure this is for you. These are all your headlines.
Uh-huh.
So perhaps you can add an H2 and an H3 that have the word postpartum. That will really help reinforce to Google what this page is about.
Yes, that makes sense. Mhm.
And then repeating that word, not like overly repeating it, but repeating that word and similar words throughout the body copy, understanding that that is what this page is about. And you probably do that just by like thinking about your copy. But if we don't see the word postpartum in the body, I see it right here, postpartum restoration, making sure that it appears throughout the page.
Mhm.
So the most important part of the page is the H1 up at the top. That tells Google this is what this page is about. And then the remaining headlines and then the body copy. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, like I didn't think of that at all, right? You're just like, oh, do I change the size and the color, but you don't know how Google picks things up. So this is really helpful.
Yes, exactly. We all do it. And in fact, a lot of web designers used to do that as well if you don't understand, how it needs to be structured. But now you kind of have an outline of what you want it to look like artistically. So just ensuring on the back end of Wix that it is marked as the correct H1, H2, H3. Let's go back to maybe the mastermind. We go to this one. Let's check out this page. So the same thing, you must have used maybe a template or like copied the pages over because I see a similar like H2, H3. Changing it so that there is an H1 for this page that tells Google what this is about. Mastermind. They're going to be searching for something other than just mastermind. We do want that word in there, but however we think that someone might be searching for your services, we want to include that in an H1 on the top of the page. And this same thing should apply to every page on your website, as well as your blog posts, because you've done some great work creating content. I see a lot of content on your website, and you put all that effort into creating the content. Let's have it work a little bit more for you.
Mhm.
So I'm going to pull the same thing over here. Now this one has an H1 and it might be the way the blog posts are set up in the back end of Wix.
Mhm.
And this is self-reliance, trusting my intuition. Might be Googling trusting my intuition, self-reliance. Whatever you decide to focus on for this page, repeating it through the H2, creating a couple additional headlines.
Mhm.
Because as I scroll down, I see a lot of body copy. This looks like a headline, but I don't know if it was marked as a headline. I don't think it was. So maybe making that an actual header and creating an H2.
Yeah, I might have just increased the font size and didn't
Yeah.
know, okay, I actually have to choose an actual headline, the H1 or H2.
Yeah, same thing. And right here, this looks like a headline, so maybe changing it so it is and adding a few more words to it, maybe keywords that someone might be changing.
Yeah.
But just going through your blog posts and just making a few tweaks here and there so that it can tell Google what the actual post is about, so that in turn you can get more people coming over to you with search.
Hmm.
Yeah. How does that feel to you?
Yeah, great. Very simple and makes a lot of sense. And I mean, you can work so hard at creating content, but if people don't find it to see life, then there's no point to it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
work on that for sure.
And it doesn't have to be like this big thing. I know a lot of us, we hear SEO, keyword research, we get doing all the things. But if you just focus on a single term for each page, it needs to be a different term for each page, and making sure it appears in the headers and in the body, that will definitely give you an edge up. And I wanted to ask, do you have a Google business profile?
I don't think so.
Okay. That would be something that I would encourage you to open as well, because what that does is it gives you a chance to tell Google, this is my business, this is my website,
Mhm.
and it gives Google another place to understand what your website is all about. And it helps kind of reinforce and help with that search engine optimization as well.
Yeah, I think I tried it a couple of years ago, but I think the problem was because we're living in the countryside and I have a PO box and it's a registered business and everything, but they didn't accept that. So I kind of gave up on it, but I can try again and look into it.
I know they're tricky sometimes. Sometimes you have to like get a little like a visual of your workspace and things like that.
Yeah.
But I would suggest trying again to see if you can get that open, because it does just help add to your
That will help. Well, you know.
yeah.
Okay.
And when you have that, you can also post over there, which will help tell Google if you have a blog post or more content, it will just kind of ping it. It's a good thing to have to help your online credibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll look into this again. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have Google Search Console connected to your website currently at the moment?
I don't think so.
Okay. You're using Wix for your website builder, is that
Yeah.
correct? I would suggest opening a free Google Search Console account
Mm-hmm.
and connecting your website to that dashboard. It involves just adding a few records to wherever you have your dragonessrising.com, your URL, whatever company holds that. You can add a couple of records. And once you connect it, you can see what people are searching and what you're showing up for. And that's a good place to be able to see if someone's searching a keyword that you really don't have much content on, then maybe you could create some content around that keyword and then, increase the results from search over there as well.
I never heard about the Google Console.
Yeah, Search Console, it's a free way to get some keyword information on your website.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Wonderful. Um, was that helpful to you? Is there anything else that I could share with you?
Very helpful. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything like this when you go into SEO optimization with Wix. It just says give the words, give the pictures a title, for example, like kind of stuff like that. It's like, okay, really, this is important, or um, have your description under 150 words, but that's kind of all it suggests. So yeah, these are things I haven't heard before, so super helpful.
Okay, good. And now you know you can just go in and hopefully just change the designation of that text while keeping your design intact, but just making sure every page at least has that H1. The
Hmm.
H1 is the most important part of every page.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Jenny.
Awesome. So let me give you a chance to tell everyone a little bit about you and where they can find you online if you'd like.
You can find me at dragonessrising.com. Dragoness Rising is a movement of women reclaiming their bodies, their magic, and their sovereignty. And we have a school of deeper womanists where really the whole woman is being taken care of from, business, postpartum, relationship, health, like like all of it is what we take care of, especially in the mastermind portal, which you showed.
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and chatting about your website.
Thanks for helping me and having me, Jenny.
And that wraps up another episode of Website Design Made Simple. I hope you found the insights shared in this episode valuable and takes you one step closer to creating a website that attracts more of your ideal clients and builds your brand. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify. Your review will help us reach more small business owners like you who are ready to make more money with their website. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.